Science, You and I. Now that is a great tune. Like I really enjoyed it. And obviously with Science is they do little bit by little bit, one single at a time, but it's worth it because the result is always a good end result.
Yeah, I mean, they've really kind of changed their sort of pathway with this because a lot of their stuff is usually very psychedelic.
Yeah,
rock.
it's not as 70s this time around.
Do you know what? I think it's great. It really sticks in my mind, and what I like is that you can really hear Stephen's vocals, and I can also hear. I heard more of the harmonies going on between them as well there, and I just think. I don't know, it's just very catchy, and it's the type of thing that would appeal to a lot more of an audience, I think. And then, it's kind of reeling them in, isn't it? Because they have, they've been around, and they're great musicians. And I think what they've done there is they're just showcasing they can do anything. They're so varied. So I love the diversity, and I think it's great. It deserves to do well.
Yeah, there's actually a couple little parts that kind of remind me of the last Oasis album, which came out in 2000, I want to say 7.
Right. Okay.
And so it was a pretty decent tune. Like, I mean, just little hints of it. And I'm just gonna switch gears here for a second because instead of tweeting Dave back, he was right because we were talking about Penny Dreadful, and he said no, it was a little extreme in some instances. But Dave, it's much easier to tell you than to type it out. My personal opinion, you're right, but you got to remember the show is based on like zombies, Dracula, werewolves, that sort of thing. I mean, it's not like your normal crappy TV show, that sort of thing, but because it's an HBO show. But I mean, that's.
Is that on Sky?
But pardon, sorry.
Is that on Sky?
It was on HBO here, so.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll be able to find it online. I wouldn't doubt you'll be able to find it online. But yeah, so that's pretty much the premise behind it, and of course, there's no T. There's no T in that word at all. But as well, not everybody knows. But do you know where the name Penny Dreadful came from?
No, go on. Say.
Because actually, Penny Dreadful was what they used to call little comic book strips, or just comic books of that sort of thing, zombies, werewolves in London, and they called it, because it was a penny, they called it Penny Dreadful.
Yes, and you used to put the penny in to see it.
That's right.
It?
Yep.
Yes. No, I do remember. I think I've seen it in a museum or something a long while ago. Yeah.
A museum? Cool. What the hell was that?
Let's check that. Wow, bit of Wikipedia there.
Thank you, Google.
So, did you do anything for Halloween? Because it's probably big over there, isn't it?
Actually, you know what? I did a really... I had a lot of fun. I did a Halloween NMS.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
that was groovy.
Well, my plans kind of fell through, and like I did go out after for a little bit. So
yeah.
It wasn't...
to get some sweeties. Sorry. Your face. Oh God, I've stopped chewing your strike.
No, but no. Anyways, no. It was a good night. It was a lot of fun. And it was like probably because last year was we still had the Bloggers Corner with Brit, and the Halloween was on a Friday, so we did a Halloween episode. This time I figured out how to maneuver a few things better, so it worked out a lot better. So we had mainly songs orientated to the creepy side of things, not necessarily Halloween orientated, but that sort of thing. Because we played a couple of a couple Evil Dead songs.
Oh right. Okay.
So we played Psychosis, and I'm pretty sure we played Something of the Night.
Yeah.
Which are two really creeped out songs, which are really good. And I know they're broken up, but still those are cool songs. And I did some openings, like some cool openings. So what I did was I played the intro first, the regular Lord Numb intro they did for us, and then I followed the first one up with It.
Oh, I still haven't seen that.
Oh my God, you have to see that movie.
It's not. I can't. I don't think it's one of those ones that you always have to pay for. The one you're looking for is always the one you have to pay extra for. So I think that's probably why. But
okay, but I used that, and I used a voice changer app. So
Oh, cool.
So I use that as an opening. I'm not sure. I think it's not in my library anymore. But either way, it just introduced NMS and with a creepy laugh, and this helped to kind of drag it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So like really kind of deep and ha ha ha, you know. So, and the second part we used from Nightmare on Elm Street. So the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. You know,
Oh, brilliant.
so it was extremely creepy. I mean, it even creeped out Catherine and Nolan, which is pretty funny. So,
Oh,
but
that is great.
it was
It would
that
have been a surprise, wouldn't it? for
yeah.
them?
They had no idea. They knew there was gonna be clips. They just didn't know which ones.
Right.
So in the
right.
last one, I used from what the hell is Bates Motel, Psycho.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the shower scenes like re re re.
Oh, that is awful.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun that way. I mean, it was a pretty intense, pretty creepy show. So that was a good time.
So is that still available to hear?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I'll definitely have to get on
Yeah,
that.
like
Because
the
that
show.
sounds just up my street.
The shows that are still on Spreaker, like I have the other ones, and like I've said before, I've run out of room, so I got to download them. So I have all of them. They're just
Yeah.
not available on the actual site.
Oh, right. Okay.
So because every once in a while I got to make room for them. So, but like I said, I got all the episodes of everything downloaded. I just have to go through them and find out which ones that people want to hear them again. But the Halloween's still up there because I've only gone back as far as April. I think is the last few I downloaded and took off the app.
Oh, I'll have
So-
to definitely going to have to check that out then. So.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And what else? Oh yeah, this Saturday, there's for NMS we're gonna have a special guest again, which we haven't for a while. Because it's an interview, but it's also a review of the album, and it's the new MM3 album called Observational Alchemy.
Brilliant.
And the guy's name is Mike Meager. Mike was on the show 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And he had a solo project, but he'd been working on this album as a whole band. So the album is out today,
Wow. Cool.
and like I said, we're probably gonna play a song off that, one of my favorite tunes off that album. But he'll be joining Catherine. Pardon?
I was going to say, if you want to, you can play that now. If you've got it there.
Will in 1 second. But he'll be joining Catherine, Noah, and I pretty much at the tail end of the compilation review, just because excuse me, one of their songs is actually on there, called "Standing by the Window."
Right. Okay.
So we're gonna bring him on then, and then continue on to finish up the album in part 2. But Mike was a lot of fun the first time, and I thought about it. I was like, well, I was asked to do a review of it by NYC, and I said, of course it would. And I thought about it. I was like, no, why don't I just have Mike on the show? Let's do it all kind of live here. So, and then
Well,
I got a hold of him today, and he agrees. He's like, yeah, let's do it. It's like, effing right.
Sick.
So,
Great news. That's cool. Well done.
so yeah, let's do that right now. So this is the new MM3 song. This one's called "Married to My Madness." Dig this. All right, that was MM3 with Married to My Madness. I'm just going to tweet up now because my phone is being real slow with the internet, so I do apologize because I was trying to send a message to Dave and tweet at the same time and it just wasn't having it. So
Multitasking.
trying, but my phone didn't like it.
That was great. I love the guitar work on that.
Well,
But really, really good. Great vocals. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing the album.
well, it's the thing that I liked about the first time when I heard it is it had the kind of it had obviously the grunge style move to it, like orchestration wise, like production, that sort of thing. But with a guitar, you're right but it had that little kind of 80s soul at the end.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
really. Yeah, I liked that. That was cool. But,
so the quote unquote the tapping, where essentially you're using your fingers by using your picking hand to just like really tap the strings with the top of your fingers. So,
really good.
but yeah,
How's your music coming on, by the way?
well, I still have yet to get get a new guitar because that's what I've been looking at. Because the one I have right now, it's not worth repairing, and because it's so old, so it's more or less gonna be like a nostalgic thing for me to hold on to it.
Yeah.
So I've been playing around with the acoustic a little bit, and I just honestly I just haven't had the time to sit down and really work at it. There's just been
because you sent me a couple of and you've aired them, haven't you, on New Music Saturday as well? And yeah, I was really impressed. So you should